Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the next video on the Practical Opens channel. This was a question asked of me on my Russian channel, but I think it's quite useful to other people that watch those kind of things, including on the English channel. In other words, comparison between AK74 and AR15 magazines. In my mind, I think that comparing AKM or AK47, as it is known in the US, to AR15 is incorrect to say the best. You need to compare AK74 545 to another small round rifle, which is AR15 M4 M16. In other words, don't compare a 7 caliber, compare a 5mm caliber magazines. And wanted to compare both size and weight. And for that purpose I have 5 magazines for AK74, five different types. 2 of them are kind of the same, but from different factories, so it could be different. And 2 Americans, 3 Bulgarian. For the AR side, 4 American, 1 German. Just for comparison, because an H&K magazine is quite a bit different from other AR-15 mags. And notice I don't have a PMag here. I'm not fond of PMags, even though I own probably over 100 of them. But switched to Lancers as of late, and I have a variety of Lancers. This is my favorite kind. This is the other kind. Anyhow, shall we start? Let's pick one of the military level magazine from the AK74 pile, which I'm gonna move over, and pick a military level magazine from the AR pile. So in this case what we have is a Bulgarian Arsenal 25 30 round black magazine. It's not necessarily bakelite, it's plastic, but as close as you get to bakelite in color. That's your or our AK74. And Lancer L5 black on the right side. So as you can see, because of the difference in geometry for AR-15s, where the magazine shaft is straight, and therefore top of the magazines for all the AR-15 mags is completely straight and starts angling only for the other 2/3, or maybe even less. AK mags, they turn all the way. And as you know, AR mags you insert straight, AK mags you roll into them, roll and click, and that's why it has additional pieces in the construction that the AR mags don't have. As you can see, the locking lever on an AK mag is in the back, and on an AR mag it's on the side. And of course AR mags allow you to have the bolt open after last round. No such thing for the AK74 mags. Not the basic ones. There are some Yugoslavian and Serbian mags and Croatian mags for AK-47s that now have a last round bolt open option. But that's neither here nor there. Let's compare them physically. As you can see, it would feel very different when inserted into the mag, but it's inserted at a different angle. So as you can see, this is the difference between them, and that generates a much higher position when laying down or putting the mag as the post for shooting off some kind of spot. And of course you cannot do straight on either of them because of the way the geometry works. But still, let's say we line them up horizontal, and for that we're gonna use a ruler to make sure they're lined up horizontally. And most of the mags are going to be the same size. This way I'm going to compare only 2 of them. So now they're horizontal. Let me move them up so that you can see them better. I only have so much space, to be honest with you. Okay, you can see them. So now, if we look at the height of the magazine, and I'm going to use centimeters. You can divide by 2.5 if you want to get inches, up to you. So the height is, I would say 19 centimeters on one side. That's the AR side. And you see, I cannot do this. I need to do straight, because that is the height. And it is, I would say, 1 centimeter more on the height as a result. In essence, this is this distance right here. That's the difference, both in your vest, how much space the mag will take, possibly. On the other hand, you can probably lay them down so it's even less, but you see the difference, right? But it's also the difference in the height when laying down and doing prone. So that's the size. And again, remember, they both carry the same number of rounds. So let's look at the weight. This might not be a 100% correct test because there are so many different mags, especially for the AR side. And I'm going to switch it into ounces. Sorry for my mess here. .5 ounces, 455. And again, remember, Lancer, unlike many other mags, has steel lips. This is a magnet to demonstrate. Okay, remember, 455. Here is the Bulgarian, 7 ounces. Why is that? Steel, 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 steel. See, so much steel in the Bulgarian mag. I don't have a Russian mag. Just don't have them. They're hard to find or or hard to buy on my limited budget. As you can imagine, this is not something I make money from YouTube. Haha. Right. Next mags I'm going to measure just by weight. So let's take a look at the two Tapco mags. Tapco mags in my mind are not practical whatsoever, except if you want to use them for the range, because all it is a piece of plastic, not to say stronger. It does have steel on the bottom on the AK mags, and I don't think it has steel anywhere on the AR mag. AR mag, 4.85 ounces. AK mag, 6.3. Let's compare next. I'm going to compare a American-made AK74 mag from ProMag. This one is completely steel-less, so honestly I only bought it for the purpose of the video. Even for the range perspective, I would at least get the Tapco mags, if not Bulgarian. Okay, so ProMag, 6.3 ounces. This is a rather unusual magazine. This is an H&K magazine for an AR15. I know it's not compatible with all the H&K AR15s, but most of them. You see, it does have a little bit of a steel support, or maybe it's just some catching on the spring, because there is nothing else. .95. And again, remember how much this one was. almost 1.5 ounce difference. Now I want to use next magazine will be a USGI mag. I think from OK Industries, if I'm correct. MTG S42. So it is a USGI mag. I do have plenty of them. This is aluminum. As you can see, it doesn't have much steel other than the spring and a little bit on the bottom. Aluminum magazine, just 4 ounces. Isn't that something? Because remember, Lancer, half an ounce more. And to compare it is also a military contract, Arsenal 21 Bulgarian, more along the line of Bakelite coloring, steel, 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 steel. Has to be much heavier. 7.1 ounce, 7 ounce, 4 ounce, 3 ounce more. And to finish will be two what I call civilian level magazines, good civilian level magazine. One is a Troy BattleMag, basic BattleMag. I don't even know if there's anything special about it. And a Bulgarian Commercial. What is Bulgarian Commercial? It has steel lips, but plastic everywhere else where it matters. So this is a good range mag, maybe even better than Tapco. 6.25 ounces. It is lighter than the military mag, but for obvious reason, that half ounce. And the Troy mag, 4.35 ounces. So interesting enough, even the Tapco is heavier than the USGI magazine. So if you're carrying magazines, USGI is the best bet from weight perspective. And just to add one more Lancer, just to make sure there is nothing special. Yeah, and it's exactly the same weight as the black one. So what this shows is that because of the specialties of the AK74s in both geometry, the loading mechanism, the magazine well in particular, and the locking mechanism, and the type of ammunition, the round geometry, all of those things add up to AK74 mags being bigger and creating also a much higher profile when shooting from a base or from prone position. And they're also heavier. However, the ammo itself, which I'm going to cover in a different video, might be lighter than the 5.56. On the other hand, the 5.56 magazines are lighter, smaller, and honestly there's a whole lot more variety of them available because of such a huge civilian market for the STANAG and the AR15 magazines in the US. So this was the kind of video I wanted to show you, and I will be covering all kinds of AK things as I get to them, pistols, and I'm going to try to come up with some kind of practical grading system, obviously in the future as I grow this channel. As you know, I don't have many videos on it, but that will change when I get more time and settle down after I move to a house where I'm going to set up a separate lab just for the videos. Thank you very much. If you have questions, let me know. All these magazines on both sides were purchased in the US for obvious reasons. Some of them came from CDNN, some of this came from Apex Gun Parts. AR mags came from all over the place. You can find magazines all over the place, and honestly, judging what's going on in the politics, buy as many of them as you can afford. Good USGI mags you should be able to find under 10 bucks. Lancers, sometimes I find them for 15 bucks. Nah, more lancers, only if you don't have an option. These guys work, but they're large. They're unusually large. So I bought 10 of them just to test. They work. Not my favorite. Honestly, use these guys as much as possible. On the AK side, CDNN, and more CDNN. I just bought them recently. They're on sale. All under 10 bucks each. These were on sale at Apex, I think for like $25 or $27 quite a while ago. These are Bulgarian, not Russian. If you can find Russian mags, buy them if you can afford them. I can't. Thank you very much, and if you have questions, let me know.